There's a study I want to tell you about. 20 riders, a familiar arena. Simple task, walk your horse from one end to the other 4 times. Before the 4th pass, the riders were quietly told, an umbrella will open near the path. That's it, just an umbrella, somewhere on the route, at some point. Researchers were monitoring heart rates, both the riders and the horses. And here's what happened before the 4th pass even started, before anyone moved, before the umbrella appeared, before anything had changed at all in the physical environment. The riders' heart rates went up because they knew something was coming, and the horses' heart rates went up with them. The horse didn't know about the umbrella. The horse hadn't been told anything. The horse was reacting to one thing and one thing only: the change in the person on their back or standing next to them. Your body told your horse something without you saying a word, without you doing anything. Your horse read it, believed it, and responded to it before the thing you were worried about even existed yet. That's not sensitivity. That's not a horse being spooky or reactive or difficult. That's your horse being completely accurate. And the thing is, that transmission doesn't stop there. It's happening the entire ride. The whole time you're in the saddle, your nervous system is broadcasting, your horse is receiving, and they're adjusting to every signal continuously in real time. What I want to show you in this video is exactly what that signal is, how it works biologically, and this is the part most people never find out why you QAUN fake your way out of it, but there's something you can actually do. And it's not what anyone's ever told you to do in a riding lesson. Most people understand, on some level, that horses are sensitive to body language. That's not new information. Every riding instructor has told you to sit up, breathe out, relax your shoulders. What most people haven't been told is why, at a biological level, that actually works, or doesn't work when you fake it. Your nervous system runs on 2 modes. You know them: fight or flight, rest and digest. The technical names are sympathetic and parasympathetic. And here, the thing about those 2 systems, you can override one of them with your face. You can override it with your posture. You can make yourself look calm when your nervous system is running on high alert. Your horse cannot be fooled by that override, because what they're reading isn't your face, it's not your posture. It's the downstream signals, the ones your body can't fake. Your heart rate, the microtension in your hands and thighs, the quality of your breathing, not the pace of it, the depth of it, the consistency. The weight distribution in your seat, which shifts unconsciously when you're anxious about something. The way your muscles preload before a movement they're anticipating but haven't asked for yet. Your horse is sitting underneath all of that, receiving every signal. And they have been since the second you put your foot in the stirrup. In 2025, a research team published a study specifically on how human stress affects horse behavior during interaction. They took 7 humans, 7 horses. Before the sessions, they showed the humans either stressful video content or relaxed content just to prime them differently, without putting them in any actual stressful situation. Then they measured everything: EEG, brain activity, heart rate variability, salivary cortisol in both the human and the horse. The stressed humans showed measurably higher beta brainwave activity, altered heart rate variability, the physiological signature of a nervous system running hotter than baseline, and the horses responded. Their interaction quality scores dropped, their behavior changed. Not because the humans did anything differently, they were trying to interact normally, but the horses were picking up something the humans weren't transmitting consciously. Think about what that means in the context of a ride. You haven't even mounted yet, you're just nervous about a jump, or distracted by something that happened at work, or rushing because you're late and you told yourself it would be fine. None of that is visible. None of it is in your hands or your legs or your voice, but it's in your cortisol levels, your HRV, your skin conductance, and your horse is already factoring it into how this session is going to go. And here's the part I really want you to sit with, because this is the research finding that genuinely stopped me. It isn't just that your horse detects your stress, it's what they do with it, what happens inside their body in response. That's the part most people never hear about. There's a phenomenon that researchers studying horse-human interaction keep finding across multiple studies. They call it physiological synchrony. It means that when a horse and a human interact, their physiological states start to align. Heart rate variability, brainwave frequencies, cortisol patterns, not metaphorically, measurably, documented in IG synchronization studies. In heart rate variability research, in multiple independent research groups arriving at the same finding. Your nervous system and your horse's nervous system are in conversation all the time. The whole ride, when your heart rate increases, there's tends to follow. When your HRV drops, a signal that your stress system is activated, there's often mirrors it. When you finally exhale and let your shoulders drop and something in you genuinely settles, you can feel what happens underneath you. Not because the horse decided to be calmer, because your nervous system stopped broadcasting threat and they responded to that signal the same way they de-respond to any other signal from their environment. You are not separate from your horse during a ride. You are a single physiological unit. Your emotional state is not internal, it is shared. So when a ride goes badly, when they're tense, reactive, difficult to settle, the question worth asking isn't what's wrong with the horse today. The question is, what was I broadcasting that they couldn't ignore? That's uncomfortable, I know, because it means a lot of rides you blamed on the horse, the spooky day, the resistant day, the day they just weren't having it, had another explanation sitting right on their back. But here's where this gets genuinely useful, because there's a specific mechanism behind this that, once you understand it, you can actually work with. Here's the research finding I want to spend a moment on, because it reframes something most riders have been told backwards. A study measured cortisol levels in both horses and their riders during a performance and during an identical rehearsal, same movements, same arena, same horse. The only variable was whether an audience was present. In the riders, cortisol increased significantly more during the public performance than the rehearsal. Heart rate spiked higher. The nervous system ran hotter when people were watching. In the horse's cortisol increased in both situations. But here is the detail. The horse's heart rate increase was more pronounced during the public performance too, not because the horse cared about the audience, because the rider did, and the horse was carrying that. The horse didn't know there was a crowd. The horse knew the person on their back had changed, and they responded to that change, not with their face, not with their actions, with their biology. Every time you've gotten nervous before a competition, before a difficult fence, before a test, you were unconfident about your horse, felt the precise biological signature of that nervousness. Before you asked them for anything, before you even consciously registered it yourself sometimes, they weren't reacting to the jump. They were reacting to what your body told them about the jump before you reached it. So, you can't fake calm. The research is fairly clear on that. Horses detect the physiological substrates of stress, not the surface presentation of it. Telling yourself to relax your shoulders when your cortisol is elevated does something for your instructor, watching from the fence. It does nothing for the nervous system of the animal underneath you. But here's what the same research shows about what actually works. And it's not what most training advice tells you. It's not technique, it's not position, it's not more schooling. It's what happens before you get on. The studies on heart rate variability synchrony show the effect is strongest with familiar individuals, horses who have an established relationship with the human. And the fastest way to bring a horse SHRV into a calm range is the rider, doing something differently during the ride. It's the rider arriving in a regulated state, not performed calmness, actual physiological regulation. Slow breathing, and I mean specifically extending the exhale. Not just taking deep breaths, measurably activates the parasympathetic nervous system. Within about 90 seconds, your heart rate drops, your HRV improves, your cortisol output decreases, and the horse underneath you, or standing next to you, begins to receive a different broadcast. Not because you convinced them you were calm, because you actually became slightly more calm, and they felt it through the same physiological channel they use for everything else. 3 minutes at the gate before you ride. Not scrolling your phone, not adjusting your hat, not running through your test. Just standing next to your horse, breathing out longer than you breathe in, letting your system come down before you ask them to carry it. It sounds almost embarrassingly simple, and it is, until you actually try it on a day when you're stressed. Then it's one of the hardest things you'll do. The lie your body tells your horse isn't a bad lie. It's not deception. It's just the gap between the version of yourself you trying to present and the version your biology is broadcasting underneath it. And horses, because they evolved reading the biological signals of other living things, not the social performance of them, have never learned to distinguish between those two versions. They take the broadcast every time, the whole ride. What that means practically is this: the most important work you do as a rider might not be in the arena. It might be in the 3 minutes before you ever get on. Getting your own nervous system to a place where what you rebroadcasting is actually what you want your horse to receive. Because you are not just a rider, you are a signal. And your horse has been reading that signal accurately every time for the entire length of your relationship with them. The next video, I want to look at something that connects all three of these: the face reading, the memory, the physiological broadcast. Because there's a moment in the horse-human relationship where all of those systems converge simultaneously. A specific moment that most riders blow through in about 4 seconds without realizing it. The most important 4 seconds of the entire ride. I looked into what's actually happening in those 4 seconds, and it's well you'll see. I'll see you there if this changed how you think about the relationship. Subscribe and drop a comment. Has there been a ride where, looking back, you think your horse was reacting to your state rather than theirs? I'm genuinely curious whether people can pinpoint a specific one.